Saudi Arabia isn't playing by the rules. They're rewriting them and erasing the old ones. They're not buying teams, they're buying the game. From golf to soccer to boxing to esports, Saudi Arabia isn't just spending money, they're rewriting the rules of global sport. Saudi Arabia's playbook isn't random. It's a calculated move, using sport as soft power. It started with a swing. Live Golf, backed by Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, offered hundreds of millions to poach the world's top golfers. The PGA called it a threat. They hammered out a framework for a merger in 2023 that has yet to happen, but that was just the beginning. At the heart of Saudi Arabia's sports takeover is the Public Investment Fund, or PIF. It's one of the largest sovereign wealth funds in the world, with over $700 billion in assets. Its mission? To diversify Saudi Arabia's economy beyond oil and reshape its global image. Through Vision 2030, the PIF is investing in tourism, entertainment, and, most visibly, sports. It's not just funding events, it's building influence. Vision 2030 is Saudi Arabia's long-term plan to transform its economy and global image. It was launched in 2016 by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. The goal? To reduce the country's dependence on oil and build a future powered by tourism, innovation, and entertainment. It's not just about money, it's about perception. Vision 2030 aims to position Saudi Arabia as a modern global player in business, in culture, and in sport. That's why you're seeing billion-dollar investments in golf, soccer, boxing, and esports. Because sport isn't just entertainment, it's a statement. So how does Saudi Arabia use sports as leverage? By hosting global events, signing superstar athletes, and funding entire leagues, they're not just participating in sports, they're controlling the narrative. Every headline, every highlight, every viral moment, it shifts attention toward Saudi Arabia. Because when the world watches Ronaldo score or Fury fight in Riyadh, they're not just watching a game, they're watching a strategy unfold. But with every headline comes a question: is this growth or sports washing? Behind the billion-dollar deals and stadium lights, there's a shadow that critics refuse to ignore. Saudi Arabia has faced global scrutiny for its human rights record. From restrictions on free speech and women's rights, to the treatment of migrant workers and political dissidents. These concerns aren't new, but they've gained fresh attention as Saudi Arabia steps into the sports spotlight. Because when a country hosts global events, signs superstar athletes, and builds entire leagues, it invites the world to look closer. And what many see raises questions that go far beyond the scoreboard. For athletes, the offers are staggering. Multi-million-dollar contracts, private jets, global exposure. But not everyone says yes. Some athletes have turned down Saudi deals, citing personal values, fan pressure, or political concerns. Others have accepted and faced backlash from fans, media, and even fellow players. It's a moral crossroads. Play the game or take a stand. And in today's sports landscape, that decision is more public and more polarizing than ever before. They aren't just buying silence, they're rewriting legacy. The media doesn't just report on sport, it shapes how we see it. And when Saudi Arabia entered the arena, the headlines followed. Some outlets focused on the money, others dug into the politics. Terms like sports washing became part of the conversation. And journalists faced their own dilemma: cover the spectacle or challenge the system behind it. In this new era of global sport, the story isn't just on the field, it's in the framing. And every narrative carries weight. For the athletes, it's life-changing money. For leagues, it's existential. For some athletes, the choice is simple: generational wealth, guaranteed contracts, a chance to change their lives and their families forever. But for others, the decision cuts deeper. What does it mean to represent a country under global scrutiny? To play for a league that's part of a larger political strategy? To accept the money and face the questions that come with it? This is the new reality, where every contract comes with a caveat and every opportunity comes with a moral cost. Leagues are fragmenting. The traditional sports ecosystem is splintering. Stars are leaving legacy leagues. New competitions are emerging. The leagues that once held all the power are being forced to adapt or fall behind. Fans are watching their favorite players compete in unfamiliar jerseys, in unfamiliar places, under unfamiliar rules. It's not just about who wins, it's about who controls the stage. And right now, that stage is shifting. For decades, the power in global sports was concentrated in a few places: New York, London, Paris, Los Angeles. But now, the map is changing to places like Riyadh, Doha, and Abu Dhabi. These cities aren't just hosting events, they're becoming the new capitals of sport, with state-backed funding, world-class infrastructure, and a clear vision. They're not asking for a seat at the table, they're building their own. So what happens to tradition? To legacy? Every sport has its sacred spaces: Wembley, Fenway, Madison Square Garden, places where history lives and legacy is built. But when the money moves, so does the spotlight. And suddenly the biggest games aren't played where they used to be. The chants sound different, the jerseys feel unfamiliar, the rituals start to fade. So we ask, what happens to tradition when it's no longer profitable? What happens to legacy when it's no longer local? What comes next? This isn't a phase, it's a pivot point. Saudi Arabia's sports strategy is just getting started. Expect more stars signing with Saudi-backed teams, not just in soccer and golf, but across boxing, esports, and even basketball. Expect Olympic bids. Expect World Cup hosting. Expect new leagues built from scratch, with global reach and billion-dollar backing. The traditional sports economy is being rewritten. Geography no longer defines loyalty. Legacy no longer guarantees relevance. And fans, they are watching the game and the landscape evolve in real time. Saudi Arabia isn't just participating, they're positioning themselves as the future. And the rest of the sports world is being forced to decide, adapt, or fall behind. Saudi Arabia isn't just changing sports, they're challenging what sport means. Who owns the game? Who writes the rules? And what happens when the biggest plays happen off the field? If you want to understand the plays behind the plays, subscribe to Behind the Whistle, because the game is bigger than the field.